Heading to the motorcycle show at Mid Ohio today. Looks like a pretty decent day. I'm in the little town here where I live in Doylestown. Pretty nice little town. One stoplight, nice. And riding down with my brother Jeff. So hopefully we have a pretty good day down here. He's coming up behind me here, so I'm gonna head off. Coming into Lexington, just not too far from the racetrack. It's a neat little town. Ohio's blessed with lots of little towns like this. We that live here know that. Seems like I always get behind a truck. Always. And trailers. Like I said earlier, this is an AMA event. It's Mid Ohio Racetrack, which is the sports car of America racetrack. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation or the way to explain what the purpose of the track is, but they have a lot of pretty neat events here. A lot of antique sports car racing, I know for one. When I was here a couple of years ago, they had Honda was here with some of their cars, running them around the track. We're not terribly far, I guess maybe about an hour and a half away from the Honda factory. But yeah, it's a pretty neat track. Each year, I've been to this before, and each year they have this. They have a certain motorcycle brand that is featured, and this year it's a Royal Enfield. Last time I was here, it was Honda motorcycles, not cars, but Honda motorcycles. Like I said, each time it's a different nameplate. And then I guess there's going to be some really nice antique motorcycles coming up from Columbus. Some kind of an antique motorcycle club in Columbus is going to be one of the tents here that's going to have a lot of their stuff displayed. So hopefully I can get some movies of that too. We'll see what the day has in store for us. So, also another feature too, I guess I can pay money and race my bike on the track. I don't know if I want to do that or not. We'll see. The track is quite curvy and quite fast, and if I was a little bit younger, I'd probably be all over that. I think my brothers want to do that, so we'll see. We'll see how that is set up. There was an old Norton that just went by. Like I said, this is going to be a lot of old motorcycles today. And a neat sound. I don't know if I caught that on the audio, but that's pretty unique, neat sound that had. Out in the country. See, here's another old motorcycle. See what this one is. An old Triumph. Very cool. I don't know, my guess is the mid to late 60s on that one. That used to be the getting back to the one before that Norton. Boy, when I was in high school, I just would have done anything to have had a Norton motorcycle. That was like my dream vehicle. I ended up getting a 68 Bridgestone. That was pretty cool. 175 two-stroke. It was pretty quick, light and quick, but I still would have had it at Norton. Old Goldwing for sale. As you can see, the tents and stuff coming up ahead. Let's see what we got as far as the. A lot of people stay all night here for the weekend. I think it started yesterday, so we'll see. This is Friday. AMA, you see the sign there. I think I might have missed.
Turn right. Take the next right.
Mid Ohio Sports Car Course. It is an e-course. This is spectator entrance.
600 feet, turn right.
Aprilia. That's made by the same company that made my Moto Guzzi.
Take the next right, then turn left.
Great, how are you doing?
You need a ticket or you got one?
No, I need one.
Day or weekend?
Just today.
$50.
How much?
50. 50 for the day, 70 for the weekend.
You don't do cards? You do cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather put it on my card.
Yeah. Pull right over here.
Day.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. So it's $50 to get in, which is quite expensive, I think, but just for looking around. But I brought some money with me, but I might find some goodies. So I'm going to pay on a card. But there went that cool old Triumph. What year would you say that Triumph was? What year would you say that Triumph was? 64? 70s? I thought it was older than that. Yeah, I guess so. They all do look alike. Okay, so pulling in here, I got two bikes in front of me that are, I'm going to go over here to event parking, try to find something close. Glad I have an adventure bike. Let's see if I can find something closer than what I'm looking at here. Parking, as you can tell, isn't what you would call organized by any means. Just gonna find a place to throw my kickstand down. Just hoping to find something close. There's got to be a parking spot that has my name on it somewhere. I don't know where Brother Jeff went.
Now last year when we came, or the year we came, there was people parking on the...
Yeah, I didn't like that parking place. Try to find something down here. Perfect. Just perfect.
In 1,000 feet, make a U-turn.
Perfect. Glad we moved. They're having the track here. Pretty cool
There's
track.
so much happening at AMA Vintage Motorcycle Days, you can't hope to see it all. Search the hashtag AMA.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that, I think.
Instagram, or find us on Facebook.
Don't think I'm gonna do that.
Postings to social media.
This is a pretty
Don't
cool
forget
place.
to share your own AMA Vintage Motorcycle Days experience.
Here's the
using
pits down
hashtag
here.
AMA VFD.
Guys racing later. See, they got their
The old Bike Park Crossroads in the infield will be
Got their
ground zero
tires
for
wrapped.
endless action this weekend. Grand Marshal interviews and a drawing for AMA Hall of Fame Lords of the Board track 100-year anniversary edition custom Harley-Davidson Sportsman. Big thanks to the old Bike Park for sponsoring the infield this weekend.
There's a couple of the vintage motorcycles that are going to race today. These are an old Harley, an Indian. That was the first one, yeah. And then an older, not quite as old Honda 500. Look at the gear shift levers on them. Really, really neat looking old machines. A little bit of modern stuff on them, but hey, probably for safety. Suzuki. This guy's going up on the next spaceship, going up here and leaving in a few hours. Looks like he's got his space pack on there. Is that all air? Is this air
No, this
activated?
is pre-air.
Pre-air. Yeah, okay.
86 GSXRs and a 90.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. One of the guys racing here today. What's your name?
Eric Bozell.
Nice to meet you, Eric. Be safe. Race good. They've got the Wall of Death back this year, where they race these bikes that you see here around a circle. I'll get some videos of that later. But it's hell on wheels, and I'll tell you what, it is definitely hell on wheels. It's something. Looking at some of the vintage motorcycles here. Rickman Honda. This one here is pretty neat too. Old Honda 6500 Turbo. This is a 82. All old bikes, old kickstart jobbies, one after another. Old dirt bike. This is really neat too. I sort of like that style. That's the cafe racer style. This was the big boy. Another 750 4-cylinder here. These are all really neat one there. Here's a CBX Honda 6-cylinder. There's the 754. Oops. Another CB 750. Really pretty cool bike. One of a kind. 6-cylinder. I think this might have been the first Ninja. That's an 84. That's the first year for Ninja, right?
Yes.
I thought so, yeah. Yeah.
84, 85.
Yeah, 84, yep. Yep. Very, very nice bike. Unrestored, which is pretty neat. Some more candy over here. Makes me want to get another motorcycle. Yeah, but isn't that something?
Super sports were nice looking.
Yeah, that was nice too. Yep. 1100 CB 1100. A little Yami. This is a pretty unique bike back here. Single cylinder. We'll get over here and get into some older bikes here too. It's an old guy there. What year that is? That's a 1944 James ML 125. Old Triumph. We got some Triumphs in here. Boy, I haven't seen one of these in a long time, a Sunbeam. Some guy that lived close to me growing up, an older guy, had one of these. I haven't seen one since. Norton. Oh boy, yeah. 1959 AJS. These were very, very expensive bike today. My brother tells me this is the style of, or this is the series of bike that Steve McQueen rode. TR6. I don't know if this is another one. This is there's a Bonneville here. I don't know my Triumphs. I mean, I know sort of what year they are, but I don't know the names. And I'm never a Triumph guy. But I'll tell you what I lusted for. This is the bike I lusted for. I mentioned earlier. This was the bike, 850 Commando. Man, this is a 74 model. I wanted one of these so bad. Oh, wow. Brings back a lot of memories. So no BSA. Eventually BSA and Norton were owned by the same company last few years. If my memory serves me right, I'll probably get corrected if somebody sees this video, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Another old BSA. Really, really nice. And this is a 1932 Brough Superior. This bike is one of the most sought after bikes in the world. And at one time, this was a 100-mile-an-hour motorcycle. Actually, I think the top speed on it was about 115 miles an hour. Top speed on that.
I know it's pretty damn fast.
It was the fastest production bike in the world at one time. Wow. Really, really nice. Just really nice bike. Brough Superior. No. First one I've ever seen in person. I've seen them on...
They're building them again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I've seen them on different auctions and different videos, but I've never seen one in person. Amazingly cool bike. And then here's that BSA that I was looking at earlier. And a 57 Triumph, which is pretty old for something in its all original condition. And this motorcycle won some enduro races, it looks like, in 1962. Wow. There's his trophies. Lots of candy in here. And here's an old Royal Enfield here. I don't know what year it is. Let's see. It's a 1956. 1956. This is an Ariel, 1955. Once again, this is a bike I've never seen before. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never seen one in person. Don't know much about it. It was a British bike made in England. There's all these bikes in here that I just shown you, and this tent are all English British bikes. Amazing seeing some of this stuff. Taking another picture of this, and it just brought me to a thought as I was leaving this tent, this British tent here, is Lawrence of Arabia died on this motorcycle. This was the motorcycle that he was, not this one obviously, but this brand, this, I think it's even probably the same year or close to the same year, was the one that he crashed and died on. Lawrence of Arabia. So, another one of the BSAs that are pretty sharp. I love this headlight. Old Triumph. I mean, we're talking an old Triumph. This one is 49, right after, not too long after World War II. as the typical, where they'd have the license plate on the front fender license number. But being in the States, they just usually didn't have any stickers or numbers on them at all. I had to, for the Harley fans, I guess I had to show some old Harley candy too. 1970 race bike, Kyle Rayborn. Don't know a lot about Harley racing, so I don't know if he's famous or not. Somebody may punch in and say where. This is 69. I'm pretty sure this is at the time that Harley was just dominating dirt track racing, and I think if I read all this I would probably see that. But here's another one, Yamaha this time, dirt bike racer from 73. This is when about the time the Japanese bikes started getting imported in the United States and really threatening the British bikes, and put a lot of the British companies out of business, and Harley suffered for a few years because of it too. Here's a Husqvarna. I remember these bikes pretty well in the early 70s. This was a off-road racing champ, and I used to watch this stuff on TV. The dirt track racing and the off-road, the only motorcycle racing I actually watched on Wild World of Sports. They had a lot of that back in those days. That's when I was first falling in love with these motorcycles. Started riding in 1969, so, and I've loved motorcycles ever since. Nice. Doing the Honda demo rides today here. Got some. Here's the new 1100. Has a pretty bike. Just came out with this. Really nice. Sounds good too. Goldwing. 1800 Goldwing. So this happens all day long. People bring their dirt bikes, a lot of campers here. This is several, I don't know, a couple hundred acres, I guess, altogether, and scattered out over quite a big area. So a lot of campers, and they bring their, well, not everybody, but a lot of them bring their little dirt bikes, and they ride around on them. The kids love it. They ride around on. There's the new Harley. The kids and even the adults ride around on them all day, and to go to all the different places here, go through all the tents, and all these up here are all people with swap stuff. So I haven't even hit that yet. So that, going to that next. But it's quite an ordeal. It just goes on for acres and acres and acres. It was a 1970 Royal Enfield, really pretty bike. That was a pretty bike. When you look at the other bikes from that era that we looked at earlier, this is made in England too at that time. It's just gorgeous. Really pretty bike. 95. Really nice bike. That's their new one. That's their newest model. Yeah, that's their newest model, right? The GT650, yeah.
Love that. What's that built from?
Yeah. 350 Meteor.
instructional class. Or stop by and check out the demo session outside the front.
350 meter again. This one's a little bit different style. And back to the INT 650. These are all their current bikes now. This is nice. Got the S&S exhaust on it. Really nice.
Marvelous Monica right on down.
Old Penton motorcycles. Pretty cool bikes for their time. These were hand built. Here's one out here that was ridden by a world champion bike here. Another old NSU. An old BMW. Dirt racing bike. Notice the cylinder. Another Penton. Tell the Pentons with the way the top cylinder is. Little Triumphs 200s from the 60s. Both of them look like they're just off the showroom. Amazing. Which one do you like the best? I think I like this one.
This has a
It sort of looks like the Dream, yeah, like the old Honda Dream style there. This is more of a scrambler look. And this is what a motorcycle swap meet looks like. Row after row. And these guys, like I said, riding these bikes up through here looking for stuff. Mostly little bikes, a lot of tiny ones, but if it was ever built for a motorcycle, you'll find it here. We're talking acres and acres and acres of this. You want an old used bike, whether it runs or not, you're gonna find it here. Neat sign here. A little bit of race action here. Getting ready to leave. Sitting here watching the races right now. Guys are really sort of a nice place to park here. Then this is the long straightaway, so they just really jump on it here. As you'll see here in just a minute. Really fast. See him come up around the curve up there. Yeah, I had a good day overall. Getting ready to leave. Weather held out. It was a nice day.